Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living here for another live broadcast on Sunday as week 14 NFL action has we're having our Sunday action, a few games going on, three games. No, Chiefs just officially won, so there are two games going on. But decided to come on while my Knicks are on halftime. They are up by 16 points, going for their fourth win in a row. As much as I love the Knicks, I know most sports fans are most concerned with the NFL on Sunday. So that's what I'm mostly here to talk about. Hopefully, everyone's Sunday is going well. This is my first live in my house. We moved all our stuff, my wife and I, into the house. The basement, unfortunately, I couldn't get the sofa in the basement. It didn't fit. So that's going to be the man cave once I get furniture to sit down on. But right now, I'm just upstairs, kind of in the loft. But, feels good to be in our home. Definitely exciting times, and was an exciting Sunday of NFL action. Of course, the week started on Thursday with Baker Mayfield, who had just signed with the Rams, 2 days prior on Tuesday, coming on Thursday Night Football, leading the Rams to a 98-yard drive to win the game over the Las Vegas Raiders, which basically knocks the Raiders out of the postseason. Baker Mayfield had arguably been the league's worst quarterback this season, but came to play. Shows that he's still got something in the tank. Definitely was exciting to see. So good for him. Let me see if I can get the chat up. Chat. Let's see. Chat. Come on. All right, there we go. Okay, but we're here to talk some Week 14 NFL. Let's start with a game that I knew as a Giants fan we weren't going to win. I don't know what I'm doing. I am really screwing up here. Hold on. my screen's moving around. There we go. All right, that goes there. I don't want it there. Don't want it there. Why is my screen so small? I don't get it. All right, you know what? Let's just X out. Okay. Sorry, guys. I can't figure this out. Why is it doing this? Why? Oh, gosh. All right, let's see. Start recording. Why can't I get this bigger? That's what I'm worried about. Properties, no. Cancel. Defaults. I don't know what I just did, guys. Why is my screen so small? Start recording. Studio mode. Audio mixer. Scenes. I'm about to X out and try again. Yeah, man, definitely a big win. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know why my screen on OBS is so small. I can't see what's going on. I don't know what I did. But yes, they did win. Look, I'll try this. I don't really need to see a big screen, but let's get going. Yes, Chiefs with the big 34-28 win. The game went final right before I went live. Definitely a big win, much needed. Sorry, my mind's just... I can't figure this out. What the heck happened? Close. Maybe if I maximize it? No. Because the problem is I can't... How do I X out of this? Let me see. Everything... Yeah, I know, but on my OBS I can't There we go. All right. I'm just going to have to do this. I don't know what happened to my screen. I can't, like on OBS, I'm miniature. It's like I'm looking on an iPhone, but it's okay. All right. So, yes, um, I said last Sunday I'd probably be coming on after a Giants loss, and to the surprise of what should be known, it was an absolute blowout, 48-22, and that was with a late touchdown and 2-point conversion for the Giants. Absolutely embarrassing performance for my New York Giants. Jalen Hurts, I'm gonna have to look at Patrick Mahomes' final stats, but Jalen Hurts definitely had another MVP-like performance. 2 passing touchdowns, 77 rushing yards, and a touchdown. I know Saquon Barkley was questionable to play, did play, again, did very little, only played 20 snaps to begin with, 9 carries, 28 yards, and Giants have fallen to 7-5-1. They have 1 win in their last 5 games, and that was against the moribund Houston Texans. So next week, Sunday Night Football, we got the Washington Commanders, pretty much do or die for the Giants. Although, the Seahawks are within 6. Let's look at the game cast here. Oh wait, 16 seconds left. Oh, okay. So a late touchdown. All right. So it looks like the Seahawks are going to lose, which means the Giants will still be in the playoffs as of today. But again, I don't know if the Giants are going to win another game. They do play the Colts. That should be a win. But yes, the Panthers, they're playing very well since trading Christian McCaffrey. Who's the Steve Wilkes? I think they should definitely give him the opportunity to be the head coach for the remainder of the season. The Carolina Panthers will move to 5-8. But this game, man, there'll be a game behind the Buccaneers, who put up an absolute stinker. There's still 3:59 left. We had Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy versus the most, maybe the most historic quarterback in NFL history, the guy that most people consider the GOAT, Tom Brady, and the score is 35-7. Who would have thunk it? Brock Purdy, 16-21, 2 passing touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, over 100 yards rushing. Brandon Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey caught the touchdown passes, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just can't get anything going. Just an absolutely pathetic performance for them. And the whole NFC South will once again be under 500. Well, they still got a chance. Did they play head-to-head? Let me see. Buccaneers, Panthers. So the Buccaneers lost to the Panthers 21-3. So look at that. So they play them New Year's. So they play them New Year's. So if the Panthers could win that, they would have swept the season series. And yeah, yes, they still have a decent shot at the division. Who would have thought that? Especially after trading McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson. Looked like they were giving up 10 cents a word. What up, Alex? How's it going? Thank you for coming by. Can't wait to talk to the Beard about the Bucks. Yeah, he loves the Bucks, and I think I don't know if he truly believes that the Bucks are gonna make the Super Bowl. I think as a Chiefs fan, he just wants that feeling of Mahomes beating Brady this time around in the Super Bowl, and I get it. I'm sure Tom Brady wanted to play Eli Manning a third time in the Super Bowl, to overcome those first 2 losses. Didn't happen. But yes, Brock Purdy, what a performance for Mr. Purdy, completing nearly 80% of his passes for 2 touchdowns, a 134 rating. Definitely maybe the best performance ever by a Mr. Irrelevant. I think this is the first ever start by a Mr. Irrelevant. I think I heard that. I'll have to double check. But let's go through some of the other games. The Panthers did officially win. So again, the Giants, even with their awful loss, are still in the playoff picture at 7-5-1 as the Seahawks fall to 7-6. This game, the they were on CBS while I was watching the Giants on Fox. But it was ugly. Took the Bills a long time to get this game going on the board. It was nearly halftime scoreless. But the Bills, another thing the Beard probably won't want to talk about. The Buffalo Bills moved to 10-3 with their victory. So a big game for the Dolphins tonight to stay a um, game behind the Buffalo Bills against the Los Angeles Chargers tonight. Again, not much from Josh Allen. Maybe his worst game of the season. Just 5.4 yards per pass attempt, but did have a rushing touchdown. Zonovan Knight, Bam Knight, looks like one of the better running backs that he came out of nowhere, really. With what's his name getting hurt? Oh my gosh, what's the rookie running back? Brees Hall, Zonovan Knight, definitely with an excellent performance in the loss. Garrett Wilson looking like one of the better rookie wide receivers. Stephon Diggs again. Sauce Gardner leaves his mark. Stephon Diggs had just 3 catches for 37 yards, but again, the Bills moved to 10-3. The Jets, much like the Giants, are starting to fade. This is actually the Jets' first losing streak. Mike White, the past 2 games has kind of been so-so, to be honest. 44 pass attempts without a passing touchdown. 35-21. I'm picking the Fins to win too. Maybe I'll predict it at the end. But yes, the Dolphins need to win to stay a game behind. Deshaun Watson finally got a touchdown. So the Browns now have 1 offensive touchdown in his 2 starts. But luckily against the Texans, they had 2 defensive touchdowns and a return touchdown. Not as much luck this time. Bengals moved to 9-4 with their win. Joe Burrow, not a spectacular game, but did enough. Joe Mixon back for the Bengals. Unfortunately, Tyler Boyd left the game early. T. Higgins was out. So we saw guys like Trenton Irwin and Trent Taylor come to play. Nick Chubb has kind of been quiet of late, only 14 carries for 34 yards. Should be Wilson over White. That's questionable. Yeah, I mean, even like last season, Mike White was awesome his first start and then kind of faded, and kind of similar this year as well. And, with the Jets losing, I mean, yeah, you kind of got to see what Zach Wilson could do. Kind of like I want the Giants to really let Daniel Jones air it out, because you have a decision on Daniel Jones. Are you going to bring him back? Are you going to bring back Saquon Barkley? It looked like a no-brainer after the first 5 or 6 games, and in the past 4 or 5, Barkley has been kind of quiet. And do you really want to pay the running back, 10, 11, 12 million a season? They're going to have a tough call on both of those guys. But Deshaun Watson really definitely playing very rusty to begin his first 2 starts. I don't get how he has a 60.3 QBR. This game here, for a while, it looked like it would be probably the biggest upset of the season, as the Dallas Cowboys were favored by 17.5 points. But a late touchdown by Ezekiel Elliott gives the Cowboys the 27-23 win to drop the Texans to 111-1. It's almost a sure thing by now that the Texans will end up with the first pick in the NFL draft. Zeke had his touchdown. Tony Pollard, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. CeeDee Lamb was pretty much held in check, 5 catches for 33 yards. The Texans actually went with a dual quarterback with Davis Mills and Jeff Driscoll, so not even Kyle Allen. They had Jeff Driscoll as the backup, formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals, threw a touchdown pass. But look at some of the guys who came to play. Amari Rodgers, recently cut by the Packers. I think they took him in the 4th round last season, had the touchdown. Chris Moore, 10 catches for 124 yards. Definitely would have been a good guy to take on in daily fantasy. Pass on Jones, tag trade running back. Yeah, I'm kind of the belief too, although the Giants' offensive line really fails Daniel Jones, but he also doesn't have a good receiving core, let's be honest. But um, yeah, I've never really been a firm believer of Daniel Jones. I would like to see him with a better line, but yeah, I think it might be time to move on. And here we are with the Detroit Lions, one of the hottest teams in the NFL, moving to 6-7 with their 34-23 win over the now 10-3 Vikings. A lot of people did not understand why the Lions were favored by 2.5. You saw the records. The Vikings came into the game 5 games up on the Detroit Lions, but the Lions prevail. The defense didn't completely let them down to start the season. This is arguably a top 5 to top 8 offense this season. Jamal Williams didn't have a rushing touchdown today, but he has, I think, 13 on the season. And I mentioned this on my last live how um, Jared Goff. Do the Lions really need a new quarterback? Jared Goff, again, 3 touchdown passes, 27 for 39, 330 yards. Jameson Williams, his first catch of the season, I think. I don't think he had one in his first game, but his second game of the season, the first round rookie 41-yard touchdown reception. Also threw a deep pass to DJ Chark for a touchdown. And even in the losing effort, look at the game for Kirk Cousins. 41 pass attempts, 425 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Dalvin Cook completely held in check, though. And Justin Jefferson, 11 catches for 223 yards. What a stellar performance for them. But in the loss, nonetheless, though, the Vikings still have an enormous lead in the NFC North, and they've all but wrapped up the division. Is Goff better than Stafford nowadays? For this season, he surely has been. But I think Jared Goff catches a lot of undeserved flack. I mean, he did lead the Rams to the Super Bowl. He didn't play well in that Super Bowl, but he faced a great defense. So, if I were the Lions, they're not gonna have a top pick. I would stick with Jared Goff at quarterback. Um, you got the two-headed monster at running back, Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift. I think they signed Chark for just one season, so he'll be a free agent. But you still got Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. Um, Unfortunately, they traded T.J. Hawkinson, who had 6 catches for 77 yards for the Vikings. But they got an offense to build around. They just got to get those defensive pieces now. This game here, Titans fall to 7-6, probably still likely to win the AFC South, but they've been awful of late. I believe that's now 3 losses in a row for them. Trevor Lawrence, arguably his best performance as a NFL quarterback, 30 of 42, 368 yards, and 3 passing touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown. Look at the Jaguars' leading receiver. That really frustrates me as a Giants fan. We never saw that. We saw moments where he looked special. But Evan Ingram, 11 catches for 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just an incredible performance for him. Dropped so many passes as a Giant. Giants really don't have a tight end now. Daniel Bellinger. Oh. But Zay Jones, a good performance as well. Derrick Henry had a bad 2 or 3 games in a row. Came to play today, though, with 121 yards and a touchdown. Just wasn't enough. Jaguars, 2 games behind the Titans. Just 5 games left to play. Excuse me, just 4 games left to play. Gonna be tough for them to pass them, but let's see the Titans' remaining schedule. Do they have easy games? At the Chargers, okay. Not sure what to think about that. They should beat the Texans. Cowboys, that's probably a loss, and then at the Jaguars. So I mean, the potential is there for the Jaguars to possibly have a win and win the division in that final week of the season. What is the Jaguars schedule like? If we look at the Jaguars schedule, we got Cowboys, probably a loss. At the Jets, the way they're playing, who knows? At the Texans, that should be a win. So yeah, I mean that Jaguars Titans game, the last week of the season, could be for the division. So stay tuned for that. Let's go to this game. Baltimore Ravens hold on for a 16-14 win as both quarterbacks who started the game did not finish it. Kenny Pickett left after just one pass attempt. Mitch Trubisky came in and did what we expect of Mitch Trubisky with three interceptions, three costly ones. Tyler Huntley also left the game, I believe later in the game though. Anthony Brown came in. I did not know Anthony Brown was in the NFL. He played for Oregon, I think in 2021. So, yeah, last year I believe he was their quarterback. But Anthony Brown came in. And, we'll see if Huntley or Lamar Jackson's ready next week. J.K. Dobbins, if you drafted him in fantasy, he's done pretty much nothing for you this season, but had 120 yards and a rushing touchdown in the game. Demarcus Robinson, a former Chief, has become their new number one receiver, and the ageless Deshaun Jackson still doing his thing. Meanwhile, Steelers fall to 5-8, meaning that they would have to go 4-0 the rest of the year in order for Mike Tomlin to keep his streak of finishing every season at least 500, or 3-0-1 they would have to go. But Ravens' big win, especially big because let's find the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, I already did that game. Sorry. Since the Cincinnati Bengals won, so both teams are now 9-4. So a battle going on in the AFC North. What games haven't we looked at? Let's look at that Chiefs game, 34-28. So the Broncos putting up quite the offensive performance. Russell Wilson let Russ cook. Finally came to fruition for once. Three passing touchdowns. I believe he had two to Jerry Jeudy, if I recall. No, three to Jerry Jeudy. Well, Brett Rippon came in, I guess, through that third one to Jerry Jeudy. And Marlon Mack also had a touchdown. Man, some blasts from the pass as their running game. Marlon Mack and Latavius Murray. But yes, Patrick Mahomes, okay, three passing touchdowns and three interceptions. Does that open the door for Jalen Hurts to be the new favorite to win MVP? Definitely, I see it kind of as a two-man race, and Mahomes with three interceptions definitely could open the door. Defense needs work like every year. Yeah, that's definitely been a issue for the Chiefs. I was surprised this offseason that they didn't bring back the Honey Badger. I know he hasn't necessarily been great with the Saints, but I thought for sure he was going to stay on the Chiefs. But wow, Jerick McKinnon, 7 catches, 112 yards, and 2 touchdowns, putting up Tyreek Hill like numbers. With now Tyreek's with the Dolphins, but McKinnon, what a performance out of the backfield as a receiver. Juju's been not performing very well of late. Definitely came to play today, though. 9 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown. I believe Travis Kelce went over the 10,000-yard mark in this game, so congratulations to him. 3 interceptions, but made some crazy throws. Yes, I did see the one to McKinnon that was spectacular. So I did see that one. But yeah, 3 interceptions, that's tough. Denver Broncos do have a great defense, so it's somewhat understandable. But I think Jalen Hurts may be the favorite for MVP at this point now after that game. Let's see what else. I think we went over all the games already. Wow. Yeah. But tonight, Miami at the Chargers. I'm gonna pick the Dolphins to win this game, 27-24. Tua definitely leads Dolphins fans to believe they made the right decision. We've heard for the first 2 years how Justin Herbert is the guy they should have drafted, but Tua this definitely having a much better year this season. Herbert just did a video recently on that. The four quarterbacks who were selected in the 2020 draft, ranking them. I did put Burrow first, Jalen Hurts second, Tua slightly behind Hurts at third, and put Herbert in the rear. Herbert one pick six. I could see it happening. The X-Man, Xavier Howard, definitely picking off a pass and taking it to the house. I could definitely see that occurring. Okay, my Knicks up 17 points in the third quarter, going for their fourth win in a row. Definitely exciting. Actually, I made a video with a rant on my Knicks after a pathetic performance, and since then they're 3-0 and about to be hopefully 4-0. So is it a coincidence? I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Dolphins to win that game to move to 9-4. And then Monday Night Football, we got a game that honestly I don't care much about. The New England Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, I'm going to pick the Cardinals to win, but again, Cardinals are pretty much done, and the Patriots will be done basically if they lose. Imagine Herbert with Hill and Waddle instead of Allen half the time. I get it. I get it. I actually have Mike Williams in fantasy, but I should win my fantasy league. Not my league, but the week. Yes, I'm definitely going to win. This will be my, let me see, eighth win in a row. I started the year 3-3, 8 wins in a row. The league's $75, so 12 teams. So that's what, a $900 pool. I'm not sure how the winnings are divvied up, but the top two teams get buys, and I have the second seed. So next week I could sit back and relax. And not have to worry about fantasy football, although I'll do my FanDuel like I always do. Let's take a look at the NFL standings. So again, Dolphins looking to stay. Let's look at the conference standings. So, of course, 7 teams make it. So right now, the Jets are still in the playoffs. Even at 7-6, Williams is solid, but misses. Yeah, I mean, I've won 8 in a row. I got lucky because I have Diggs and Devontae Adams, so they're awesome. And with Williams out, my third receiver has been Chris Olave, who's been very solid, might even win Offensive Rookie of the Year. But Olave was on a bye this week, so I had to start Mike Williams. It was either Mike Williams or Darius Slayton, and Slayton only had 2 catches. Herbert, for the last 2 years, has had the better players, but Tua on Chargers, they'd be unbeatable. I'm going Tua over Herbert. I am. I, I don't know. Herbert, again, never been over 500, not even 1-0 for his career. Meanwhile, Tua has a great winning percentage. He's won quite a few games, even going back to the end of last year when the Dolphins got hot. They've been winning the majority of his starts. Rob, what's going on? Thank you for coming by. Our Knicks are up 15 with 3:35 left in the third quarter. I got it on my iPad next to me as I am live. Just taking a look at the NFL standings. So, with the Seahawks loss, the Giants are still in actually the seventh spot, because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are ahead of them since they are leading the NFC South. So with the Seahawks loss, the Giants are still in the playoff picture. So pretty much win and you're in, lose and you're out almost type of game with the Giants and Commanders Sunday Night Football. If you know me, I can't stay up for the life of me. So Sunday Night Football kills me. Usually games like that, sometimes I'll watch the first half, tape it, and then avoid my phone, not look at my phone and or iPad or anything, so I don't get the score ruined, and watch the second half. Um, that's probably what I'll do. Play some Warzone 2.0. I've been playing my Switch. Um, there's this game that's free for a few days. What is it called? River City Girls. It's actually a pretty fun game. It's like a beat 'em up. I've been playing that, but I definitely need more Switch games. I did get a Switch for free, and I don't have any games really. I just have some of the old NES and SNES games. I got those packages. So I was playing Kirby's Adventure the other day. Definitely an awesome game. But anyhow, back to the NFL. Yeah, I'm happy I got it. I only got the Switch Lite, so I only got, the handheld one, but it's okay. Sunday Night Football is not for the East Coast. Yes, I fully agree with you there. It's terrible. It is. And I just can't stay up. I fall asleep like 9 o'clock, and some days after work I fall asleep on the couch 7 p.m., which is why, like, as soon as I get home from work, basically the first thing I do is, if I'm going to, I make my video because who knows if I'm gonna fall asleep soon after that. So basically, pack up, say hi to the wife, go and make the video, and then eat dinner, and then sometimes pass out on the couch. But back to this again. So right now, yeah, the Jets are the 7 seeds. So if the Patriots win, they swept the Jets this season. So they would actually be the 7 seed if they beat the Arizona Cardinals. But then again, the Chargers would also be 7-6. So huge games for the Chargers and the Patriots tonight and tomorrow night, respectively. Otherwise, really the only other team that has a chance is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, just 2 games behind the Titans in the AFC South. Philadelphia Eagles, the first team to clinch 12-1. Look at them this season, outscoring opponents by 138 points. Is that the best? Dallas Cowboys plus 131, Bills plus 132. So those 3 teams are close in point differential. Meanwhile, the Giants 7-5-1, but have been outscored by 33 points on the season. They are 0-3-1 in their division. Oh my gosh! Again, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't win another game this season. Even with a bad Indianapolis Colts team on the schedule, they might win that, but if they win that, they'd still finish 8-1. So again, Commanders game is huge. Seahawks half game behind the Giants and Commanders, but the Detroit Lions, what do you know? Let's see the Lions' last 4 games. Yeah, Giants can't, they really can't. And the defense used to hold teams in check. Chiefs clinch tonight after Finn's win. Okay, so they'll be the second team to clinch. Let's see the Lions' remaining schedule. The Lions' remaining schedule is not that hard. At the Jets, who've lost 2 in a row. Really haven't. Their offense doesn't look good, man. But the way the Lions' offense is playing, that'll be interesting against the Jets' defense, because the Jets' defense has been awesome of late. At the Panthers, Panthers are playing better, but I think the Lions are the better team. Versus the Bears are awful. And then at the Packers, who knows if Aaron Rodgers will even be playing that last game or if it'll be Jordan Love. So don't count out the Lions yet. Winners of 5 of their last 6. They still got hope. Definitely want. I'd love to see them get in. I mean, not over my Giants, but it would be cool to see the Lions get in after they started the year 1-6. They've actually outscored their opponents by 2 points on the season. Let's just take a look at the schedule and for next week, and then I'm probably gonna head off to watch the fourth quarter of my Knicks, still up 16. So, yes, we got 3 Saturday games this week. I'm looking forward to that. All 3 of them are on NFL Network. The Thursday night matchup, the 49ers at the Seahawks. So, again, kind of a big game for my Giants. They need the Seahawks to lose. 49ers, almost doesn't matter who's at quarterback. They are just such a good team right now. Excuse me. And I probably consider them the biggest threat to Philadelphia in the NFC. Either of them or Dallas. I'm just so used to Dallas choking in the postseason that I'd probably lean towards San Fran. Meanwhile, there are 3 Saturday games. The Vikings, I believe, would clinch the division with a win over the Colts, which they should. Baltimore at Cleveland, who will be starting for the Ravens. Will Lamar Jackson be ready? Will Tyler Huntley be ready since he left today's game? Or will it be Anthony Brown going against Deshaun Watson? Can Deshaun Watson finally get it going after 2 pretty subpar games and a huge game? I kind of agree Niners are better than Dallas. A huge game. The last of the Saturday games, Dolphins at Bills. The Dolphins did beat the Bills in the first matchup, so if the Dolphins were to win that game as well, and win tonight, they would overtake the Bills for first place in the AFC East. So definitely a important game to end the Saturday games. We look at our Sunday games. Eagles at Bears. That's a mismatch. Dallas defense, though, I'd feel better if it was Jimmy G. Okay, but what about that San Fran defense? That San Fran defense is just as nice. I know Dallas's pass rush is incredible, but the Niners got a very good defense as well. Atlanta at New Orleans. I mean, I guess theoretically both teams are still alive in the NFC South, but I definitely expect the Bucks to still win the division. Unless the Panthers could somehow find a way. Detroit at the Jets again. Can the Lions offense, which has played so well, put up some points against the Jets defense, which is also playing phenomenally? Will Mike White get yet another start? Do they go back to Zach Wilson? Only time will tell. Steelers at Panthers. Again, Panthers still have their hopes alive in the NFC South. So big game for them. Again, will it be Kenny Pickett or will it be Mitchell Trubisky, who threw 3 interceptions today? Cowboys at Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence had an outstanding performance today. Cowboys barely squeaked by the Houston Texans. Jaguars, again, still have hopes in the AFC South, so this is a game they're going to have to come to play against a good Dallas team. Chiefs at Texans. What will the spread be in that one? I mean, Dallas was favored by 17.5 this week. It was in Dallas, and they barely squeaked by as a road team. I'm going to predict Panthers looking good tonight. Yeah, Panthers are playing better. What's going on, Miles? Thank you for coming by. I'm going to predict the Chiefs are going to be favored by 12.5. I'm going to say the spread's probably out already. Las Vegas comes out with spreads quick, but I'm going to predict Chiefs will be favored by 12.5. Yes, the Panthers are looking good, though. Still have hopes in their division. They really do. Arizona at Denver, blah, who cares? New England at Las Vegas, blah, who cares? Although if the Patriots do win tomorrow night, the game will have meaning for them. Tennessee at Los Angeles. Titans really need to get back on track before they blow what was a huge lead in their division. Chargers, again, a lot rides on tonight's game. Still have a good chance at the postseason if they win. If they lose, they might have to win out. Bengals at Bucks. Could this be another Bucks loss? So if the Bucks lose to the Bengals and the Panthers beat the Steelers next week, which could definitely happen, guess who is in first place in the NFC South? That's right, the Carolina Panthers. Again, a lot has to happen. Let's say they play the games for a reason, but you'd have to think Carolina and Cincinnati will be the 2 teams that are favorite. Let's see if the Bengals could get some of their wide receivers back, T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. And then Sunday Night Football, we got the Giants at Commanders. Huge game for both teams. Although at this point, of course I want the Giants to make the playoffs, but let's be honest. what kind of noise are they going to be able to make in the playoffs? And our Monday night game is kind of another stinker. Game that has very little meaning. Rams at Packers. Although it might be a little exciting to see if Baker Mayfield could keep up the momentum and lead the Rams to their second straight victory. It wouldn't mean anything because the Rams aren't going to make the playoffs, but it's kind of cool to see Baker Mayfield play well. So there you have it. I think I'm going to head off now, watch the end of my Knicks. But thank you all for tuning in. Dolphins Chargers tonight should be interesting. My Knicks are up by 15 after 3 quarters. I'm about to head off and watch the end of that game, but I appreciate everyone coming by. Stay tuned next Sunday when I go live again. And as always, check out the videos, which usually come out daily. As you could see, I am pretty close to 1,000 subscribers. Help me get there. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Remember CJ2K, Chris Johnson, to 2,000 yards. Call me Teacher 1K. That's what I'm going for here. About 40 something subscribers away. But yes, go Knicks. Going for 4 in a row. Love it. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me watch the Knicks hopefully go for their 4th in a row. I'm out. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.